Hi, everyone. It's Brittany, and welcome to another episode of One Hot Mess. Today, we're going to continue reading The Greatest Secret. We're on Chapter 3, The Reveal Continued. You are awareness. You are not a person being aware of something. You are infinite awareness itself. As Francis Lucille said, a telescope is just an instrument without the astronomer looking through it. Your body and mind are instruments too. And so, what's looking through your eyes? You, awareness. What's hearing sounds? You, awareness. Your body is alive because of awareness. Awareness is actually the life force that animates your body. The fundamental mistake is to believe a human being is experiencing awareness. This is not correct. Only awareness is aware, and therefore, only awareness can experience awareness. When I ask you, are you aware? You will pause to check your experience and you will answer yes. That yes is an affirmation of awareness, is awareness of itself. It is not a body or a brain that experiences being aware. The body and brain are experienced, they do not experience. Only awareness is aware. Human beings aren't aware. Dogs and cats aren't aware. Animals aren't aware. There is only one awareness, just as there is only one space in the universe. That awareness is refracted in each of our minds, and as a result, each of our minds seem to have its own package of awareness, just as every building seems to contain its own space. But the awareness with which each of our minds is aware of its experience is the only awareness there is. Infinite awareness, just as the space in all buildings is the same space. This very ordinary consciousness, which is hearing these words right this moment and understanding them, happens to be also the divine consciousness that lives all lives. There is not a single separate entity in the entire cosmos. It's a little like the trillions of individual cells living, working, and operating in your body. Unbeknownst to each of the individual cells, they are really part of the one human being. There are billions of beings in the world operating as individuals, and unbeknownst to most of them, they are the one and only infinite being. We have been taught to believe that this consciousness is personal and limited, and that each person is endowed with a private and separate consciousness, so that there are many consciousnesses. We have never considered that while it is easy to verify that two objects are separate because it is possible to see their borders and limits, it is not possible to find any border or limit to consciousness. If there's only one awareness or consciousness, why aren't you aware of thoughts or sensations in other people's bodies? Or of what an animal in Africa is seeing or hearing? It is because awareness or consciousness has been funneled through your mind, making it localized to your body. Plus, the belief that you are a separate individual prevents you from experiencing the full expansiveness of awareness. But when you feel compassion or love for another, you are far more tuned in to the one awareness than you might have realized. We all had glimpses in our life of the awareness that we are, but more often than not, we pass them off as something we imagined or a trick of the mind. Whether we remember them or not, we've had experiences that we cannot explain. Very often, when we were children, it may have been an experience where you felt you expanded to be really big and felt like the world was within you, or maybe you saw or heard something that no one else could see or hear. Children are more tuned into awareness because their mind hasn't yet covered awareness over with a whole array of mental concepts and beliefs. Under the age of 2.5, children are pure, simple awareness. They don't have the experience of being separate, which is why they refer to themselves in the third person. On seeing herself in a photograph, 2-year-old Sarah will point and say, "That's Sarah." She won't say, "That's me," because she's not yet experiencing herself as a me, a separate person. Her experience is that there's only one, and she is it, and everyone else is it. Awareness or consciousness is all through your body and everywhere outside your body. Awareness cannot be contained within your body because awareness is formless. It would be like trying to contain space in a jar. Of course, space is both inside the jar and everywhere outside the jar. In fact, the jar is in space just as all bodies are in awareness. Absolutely everything is contained in awareness. And it's the reason why the enlightened beings' experience of life is that they are everything because they are everything. And as awareness, so are you. Behind your eyes is the same consciousness, the only consciousness that is behind Jesus, Buddha, and behind all eyes. Think about that. Your consciousness is the same consciousness as all of the great beings. That's how close you are to them. They are not at a distance from you. You are one with them. The mystery, the magic of it is that this ordinary consciousness that we take for granted, even as far as denying its existence, happens to be the consciousness of the universe itself, its true center. There's no process to become the awareness that you are. It's not something you have to attain. This is not something that certain people have and you do not. You are already it right now. You may have overlooked it and you may have believed all your life that you were just a person, but that doesn't alter the fact of what you actually are. When a human being lives from the place of knowing they are infinite awareness, then the experience of living in the material world becomes breathtaking because their mind has dropped to the background and awareness is in the foreground. They are no longer subject to the turmoil of the mind. So they are lighthearted, happy all the time, and laugh a lot. They are existing in pure happiness and bliss and living their lives from that place every day. Problems are virtually non existent. Everything dreamed of comes to them, and because they are consciously living as awareness, they are fully aware of their immortality. They know they are everything, and yet they know they are not affected by anything. Life on earth doesn't get any better than this. Every little thing you do or see, every little ordinary thing carries this tingly sense of being. It's hard not to cry sometimes at the most unspectacular things. The lines of the walls in relation to the flat of the floor. It's horizontally the nap of the rug, the sound of the car going by, the smell of the skin on your arm. All is miraculous. But you have to experience for yourself. Hearing it from someone else is a guide, pointing you in the right direction. It's like a travel agent describing Mount Everest. You can't know what Mount Everest is like until you get there and experience it for yourself. Only then will you know. You cannot be out of awareness. It is missed simply through the habit of placing the attention into the thinking. We can put our attention either on the thoughts in our head or on the awareness that we are. It's a simple shift of your attention. Put your attention on awareness as often as you can, rather than giving your attention to thinking, and you will be on your way to absolute freedom and bliss. The awareness practice is what I use and continue to practice continuously to stay as awareness. This practice is not to become awareness because you are already that. It's so that you can live your life consciously as the awareness that you are. It's just 3 simple steps to a life of total freedom and lasting blissful happiness. Step 1, ask yourself, am I aware? Step 2, notice awareness. Step 3, stay as awareness. Step 1, ask yourself, am I aware? Don't try to answer the question with your mind. Thoughts cannot help you experience awareness. Each time you ask the question, your attention will be taken away from thinking in the mind and put on awareness. When you ask, am I aware? Awareness is present instantly. The mind may come in quickly afterward with a thought, but if it does, simply ask the question again. The more you ask the question, the longer you will remain as awareness, and the quieter your thoughts and your mind will become. After asking, am I aware? The first thing you'll likely feel is a sense of relief, as any resistance you are holding in the mind and body starts to melt away. After repeatedly asking the question over time, the feeling of relief will turn into a subtle feeling of peaceful happiness. You may feel a sense of serenity as your mind becomes quiet. You may feel currents of joy running through the area around your heart. The relief you feel is due to your mind falling into the background. The longer the mind remains in the background, with awareness present in the foreground, the greater the relief and the more happiness you will begin to feel. Remember, awareness is formless, so it's not something you can hold on to. It's like love. You know love exists, but can you hold on to it? You can feel the sensations of love in your heart, but you cannot grasp it in your hand. It's the same with awareness. You will feel the sensations of relief and happiness in your body from awareness, but you can't grasp it or hold on to it. It can seem difficult to consciously stay as awareness in the beginning because of the habit of thinking. As soon as it is noticed, we may ask again, am I aware? In this way, inviting the mind away from the objects of knowledge or experience towards its essence of source. The way to break the habit of incessant thinking is by being in the infinite awareness that you are. You can't use the mind to stop the mind and break the habit of thinking. It's the reason many people fail at meditation because they are trying to use the mind to quiet the mind instead of allowing the thoughts to come and go without giving them any attention. For most people, there's virtually no relief from their mind because it's constantly throwing up one thought after another. And they don't realize they can remove their attention from their thoughts. Freedom from the mind is such a glorious relief, and it comes when you observe thoughts rather than being lured in to following them and believing them. Step 2, notice awareness. In a relatively short time of practicing step 1, you'll get to the point where you automatically notice awareness. You won't need to ask, am I aware anymore? Because in the moment you think of awareness, instantly awareness will be in the foreground and your mind will recede into the background. Shift your attention to awareness by noticing awareness multiple times throughout the day. It won't be long before you feel a sense of exquisite relief and happiness each time you return from the turmoil of the mind to the deep peace of awareness. If you feel like your mind is covering awareness or you feel like you've lost it and you can't get it back, ask yourself, what is aware that awareness is lost? It's awareness that's aware of it. And with that, you will be aware of awareness. If you don't think that you've been able to discover awareness yet, ask yourself, what is aware that I haven't discovered awareness? It's awareness that's aware of that too. And now you're aware of awareness. Are you aware of your body right now? It's awareness that's aware of your body. Are you aware of the seat that you're sitting on? It's awareness that's aware of the seat. Are you aware of your breathing? It's awareness that's aware of your breathing. It's that simple. Whenever you think of it, bring yourself back to the awareness of now. Do it hundreds of times each day because remember, all of your power is in your awareness of your power. Step 3, stay as awareness. In the beginning, you feel like a visitor to awareness, but you keep discovering the realness of it. Any sense of fear or separation melts away. Staying as awareness is all about where you put your attention. My teacher suggests a simple way to think about this. Our mind operates in a similar way to the lens on a camera. The mind has an automatic zoom function and it focuses our attention on things in detail, just as you would zoom in with a camera lens for a close up. The majority of the mind, the majority of the time, the mind is zoomed in and we are seeing the world through focused attention, which results in a very narrow and distorted perception of the world. But when you want to take a photograph of a wide open space, you zoom out and open the lens as wide as you can for a wide angle shot. In the same way, if you open your attention wide so you're not focused on any detail anymore, awareness is revealed. It's a simple way to stay as awareness and let everything be just as it is. To put this into practice, take a look around you right now. Find something close up to focus on and focus your attention on only that. You can use your hand if you want to. Now open your attention so it's very wide, taking in as much as possible of your surroundings without focusing on anything in particular. Notice an immediate sense of relief and relaxation in the body. This happens because our mind is constantly focused and it takes a lot of effort to maintain that focus. So when you open your attention to be as wide and open as possible, our mind dissolves into the background and awareness comes into the foreground. You feel a sense of relief because awareness is effortless. It sees and knows everything without any need to focus. I used to be a big doer. I prided myself on my doing capabilities, juggling multiple things at one time. It became my identity. I was the queen of doing. And so, of course, the universe flowed an unending number of things for me to do because of what I believed about myself. But that has changed because of continually letting go of what I believed myself to be and staying as the awareness that I am. I'm not only happier than I've ever been, but instead of doing all the time, things just seem to get taken care of naturally without me doing them. If I end up doing something, it's like I'm not even doing it. It's so effortless. Life becomes miraculous. Give 5 minutes a day, at the very least, to putting your attention on awareness. You can do it when you first wake up, when you get into bed, or any other time that suits you. If you are as dedicated as I am to having a miraculous life, you will give your attention to awareness more often. But even 5 minutes a day will make an enormous difference to your life. Remember, this is not a practice to become awareness because you are infinite awareness already. Rather, it's a practice that stops you from identifying yourself with the mind and body, which is not who you are. You will reach a point where you know with certainty that you are in the realm of divinity, or for those who prefer to use the word God, in the presence of God. To be in the presence of God or the realm of divinity is to go beyond the mind. After doing these steps for a while, you'll discover that awareness automatically becomes more dominant and present within you, and your mind becomes much quieter. Other indications of how you are doing are
Your life will become easier and more effortless. You'll feel more peaceful. Things that used to bother you will not bother you anymore. You'll feel calmer. Your emotions will be more stable, and you'll find you're not easily swept away with negative emotions. In fact, you will begin to feel a sense of happiness that you have not felt before. You'll become more acutely aware of your mind's propensity to complain, criticize, and focus on negativity, and you'll find you're not giving your mind power over you like you used to because you've taken your attention away from your thoughts. Awareness is greater than every single thing it is aware of. The person is limited, but awareness is unlimited, which means everything is possible. Nothing can ever restrict you. Nothing whatsoever has power over you. We seem to have the experience of a limited consciousness, but when we investigate more closely, we see that it is possible. That which is aware of limitations transcends limitations and is therefore beyond them. Nothing can disturb awareness. No number of problems can disrupt you. Negativity can't touch you. Wars cannot affect you. You are awareness, always safe and well. You are untouchable, unharmable, imperishable. What would there be to threaten you? You contain everything. You are everything. To the best of your ability, begin to stay as the awareness that you are by putting your attention on awareness often so you can live a wondrous life. Then you can no more be fooled by the apparent limitations of the world. You see them as a dream, as an appearance, because you know that your very own beingness has no limits. So, the summary: you are awareness. You are not a person being aware of something. A telescope is just an instrument without the astronomer looking through it. There is only one awareness, and it's the same awareness that is operating through everybody. You are not aware of thoughts or sensations in another person's body because awareness has been funneled through your mind, making it localized to your body. We can put our attention either on the thoughts in our head or on the awareness that we are. The awareness practice, the way to break the mind's habit of nonstop thinking once and for all, is to stay as the awareness that you are. Shift your attention to awareness by noticing awareness multiple times throughout the day. A simple way to stay as awareness: open your attention wide like the lens on a camera so you're not focused on any detail anymore, and awareness is revealed. To practice, find something close up to focus on and focus your attention on only that. Now open your attention so it's very wide, taking in as much as possible of your surroundings without focusing on anything in particular. And that is that for chapter 3, guys. So next time we read The Greatest Secret, we will be on chapter 4, which is You're Dreaming. It's time to wake up. I can't wait.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Please make sure to hit that follow button and share one hot mess with a friend. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a beautiful day.